I'm here on the Combahee River, where Harriet Tubman led a Union Army raid on major South Carolina plantations, freeing hundreds of enslaved people and a huge blow to the Confederacy. There's a timely lesson here. You see, during the Civil War, there were essentially two wars being fought in tandem. One was for the survival of the United States, and the other was to liberate black people from slavery. At the beginning, Lincoln wanted to maintain the Union without ending slavery. Many Northern politicians were more scared of what freed black people might do than what the slave owners were already doing. Meanwhile, growing numbers of enslaved people and smaller numbers of Northern abolitionists were fighting to end slavery, period, regardless of keeping the Union. John Brown had wanted to start a whole new country altogether. He wrote a whole new constitution. In the end, Lincoln and the Northern leadership realized that the slave masters' political power could not be contained, that the power of the people escaping slavery and opposing slavery was too great to ignore, that to hold on to power, they had to end slavery outright. There's a direct line from the Confederacy to the MAGA fascists of today. A large portion of the efforts to oppose Trump, efforts centered around the Democratic Party and their supportive organizations, see Trump as a threat to the survival of the United States. Like Lincoln, instead of dealing with the threat for what it is, they're trying to put the genie back in the bottle and return to a lost status quo, which was never great to begin with. That's an increasingly narrow foundation for resistance that largely limits people to lobbying, legal battles, voting, and one off protests. Those things really can contribute to stopping fascism, but it'll take a much more powerful movement to actually stop it. If, like Lincoln at the beginning of the war, your primary goal is to preserve the system that got us here, then a movement of millions of people actually powerful enough to stop fascism, refusing, breaking out of the confines of politics as normal, that might seem even more threatening than fascism itself. Refuse fascism exists to defeat fascism, period. Not in the name of a more perfect union, but in the name of humanity, because this fascism threatens all of humanity. In these current conditions, that means mobilizing massive, sustained, nonviolent actions of millions of people across this country, becoming ungovernable, demanding Trump must go now. It means uniting all who can be united to drive this regime out at the soonest possible time. Those who want to end fascism in order to shore up American democracy can and need to play a role in that. But the primary goal must be to drive this regime from power. We're seeing white supremacist, Christian nationalist, American chauvinist patriarchal fascism consolidate power in this nuclear armed superpower. Every day we allow them to remain in power, this fight will only get harder. The demands that meets this moment is clear. Trump must go now. The whole Trump fascist regime must go now. Slavery was ended because in a moment of massive crisis, a relatively small, largely powerless group of people recognized the possibility of defeating the slave system once and for all, and through immense struggle and sacrifice, they shifted the terms of the whole Civil War. They refused to seek peace at the expense of justice, to accept any unity that tolerated slavery, and they won.